Well, hello there. Once again, it is Matthew McDonald here, and welcome to this quick start guide for the instant VSL, where we quickly generate super awesome high converting video sales letters for yourself. Now, by this stage, you should have installed the VSL package onto your WordPress site. There is a video before this one where you can go ahead and do that, as well as activate your license. We're going to go through this pretty quick, so let's jump into it. Now, we are logged in here to Instant VSL. This is the view we've got here, our main dashboard or homepage of Instant VSL. Up the top here, we've got search filter. This will come in handy once you have multiple different video sales letters here. We've also got list view, which some of you might find helpful. We can create a new one from here. I'll just quickly show you the settings here. So going to the settings, I will do a separate video on here because a lot of this is optional. But basically from the settings here, you can set up your master prefix. The master prefix, depending on your website configuration, when you actually install Instant VSL, if you're finding that actually your homepage changes or anything like that, just come here and check that master URL prefix. You've got that in here. So the URL prefix will basically add a prefix to all your video sales pages. So you might want to use something fairly generic, maybe something like offers or even videos. Or you could do VSL, there's no problem with that. Or you could put vids, something like that, that you could pretty much use for any kind of offer. So it's going to be that master URL prefix. I'm going to leave it blank for now because I'm using this site only for video sales pages. But if you've got other pages and content on your site, I'd highly recommend for you to add a master prefix. So let's go ahead and create our first video sales letter. So I'm going to go ahead and create new VSL. And from here, we've got the options. We can do standard, one-time offer, and thank you page. And these are a little bit different. So do select the one that you're going to be going for. If you don't know which one you're going to be doing, then you can just select the standard VSL, but you won't have a one-time no thanks option, which you get with the one-time offer. So let's go ahead and create our front end offer. So I'm just going to call a front end here, and you have the option here to use a quick start template. We're going to leave that one on, and then we've got you can add your checkout code from here. You can also get back to this later. I'm going to show you that in a moment. And you can also add your video from here, and that can give you a little bit of a jump start so your site is ready straight away. So you can paste in a YouTube video ID, a Vimeo ID, or a direct video file. So let's go ahead and create now. Now it takes us directly into the builder, and this is where we add and remove all our different components. We're going to come back to this builder in a moment, but as you can see, we've got our video ready to go. We can customize all these colors and designs and everything. We'll take a quick look at that. We'll go also into more advanced features in other videos. As a quick start guide, here's your video, here's your button. We'll come back to this in a moment. I'm going to go to the main settings here, and you can always return here. This is the front end offer. This is the name we gave it. We've got main, build, and preview and stats. We can preview the page from here. We can view the page, copy the link to the page from here. We can publish it from here. So now it's publishing. And then if you've got the agency edition, you've also got package site option where you can actually zip up the site. Now we've got an alert here at the moment. You have not added your checkout code. So if we give that a click, it's going to show us exactly where to put it. So in this checkout code option, we can add a checkout link. We can add a checkout form. We can add button code, pretty much anything. And it's going to figure out what type of form it is and process it for us. For this example, I'm just going to put in a PayPal link here. The preload option you see here, we can ignore it in this case. When you've got payment processors like Warrior Plus and JVSU. If you need to verify your button code on the web page before you actually activate the page, then you'll just come here and check this preload button, and it's going to load the button in a way that it's going to get picked up by sites that need to verify the payment code is on your site before they activate the offer. Now we can do this in a more advanced video when we look at actually putting an offer together, but for now we can just ignore this and leave it off. But there's our button code ready to go. You can come here to page settings, set up the name of the page, the URL slug. So you can see here it'll slugify automatically. So you can set whatever you want that page URL to be, and it'll update here. You can see it just here. You can give it a description. You can give it an image. So you might have an image associated with that page. Cookies notice. So if depending on what country you're in, if you need to notify visitors to your VSL page that, hey, your site uses cookies, you can activate this and it'll automatically show a cookies notice. That cookies notice, you can customize it from the settings page. Branding bar is also an option. We'll come back to that in another video. And footer, you want to probably have a footer there and use footer links. So basically from your WordPress menu, you can set up your footer links. You can also set up your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you can do those from the settings page and bring those onto your video sales page. With the Open Graph options, you can customize the Open Graph preview here. So when people share your link on Facebook and these sort of things, you're going to get that nice Facebook post ready to go. You've also got tracking options. So for the quick start guide, I would recommend putting your Google Analytics ID there. And if you're doing Facebook marketing, put your Facebook Pixel ID there. Even if you're not doing it at the moment, it'll come in handy to have that tracking data down the line. And you have some advanced options here as well. So there we go, quick walkthrough. Let's go and take a look at the builder now. So here's our video. We can go to choose edit. So under each block, these are blocks on the web page. You can choose edit and you can customize the look and feel of it here. So for instance, we can give it a drop shadow. You can see it there. We can make it more rounded edges. We can change the color of the player. So at the moment you can see it's this blue play button is there. You can customize that also from the settings where you've got theme option, which will actually manage the default color for a few different components like buttons and videos, and then you can customize, override that as well. So that's a little shortcut that you can do. Let's take a look at the button here. So what's happened here? Okay, so let's close that. Going into the button here, you can see here we've got the text, so you can customize. We've got add to cart here. You might want to use something like buy now. We've got the checkout code. So previously we set it up in the main settings. If you have multiple different packages, for instance, and not just one buy button, you can use a custom code for each button. But this way, if you are using one button and you have maybe more than one pay button on the page, you can just leave this on the checkout option here. If you are creating a one-time offer page, then you'll have a no thank you option here as well. So from here we can add icons, you can do different things. Just have a play around here to create and manage your buttons. Some of the good options here is cards. So that's the payment button cards, you can get rid of them. And also you have PayPal as an option. If you're using PayPal, you can append that to the end of the cards. Now, code design comes in handy when you're using button codes. So let's change this over and I'll show you the difference here. So I'm going to choose custom checkout and I'll just use a Warrior Plus payment button code. And if we activate code design, you can see it'll actually load the button, and you still have the option to add different design. Let's get rid of the cards. We don't have double cards here. You can add extra tools to it here. So you can actually design this button. But if you have this selected off and you have this button, which is the default button, it'll still work on this one if you have it there in the code. So basically, it's a pretty cool button system where it's going to figure out what sort of code you have, and you just have a visual option. Do you want it to look like this, or do you want it to look like this, like the actual image graph that you're getting? But the behavior is going to be the same when somebody clicks on it. So I'm going to leave that one off for now. You can also expand the button for the full width, of the video, which can look really nice. So there's a quick look at it. Obviously you can open that in a new window as well when people go ahead and click the buy now button. Once you're happy with your design, you can go to the preview option, have a quick look at what does this look like on a desktop, on a tablet and a phone. I did want to quickly mention one more thing in the build option. So jumping back in here in the video settings, you want to have a look at the VSL mode. If you are doing this, and basically it's going to play the video without sound, and then when somebody clicks the play, it'll jump back to the start of the video and start the video from the beginning. You've also got VSL play button. This option leaves the play button visible while it is doing the pre-roll. So while it's playing in the mute mode automatically, they haven't clicked it yet, it'll leave the play button there, so that can increase the clicks as well for people to start watching the video. You've got VSL image. This one's a little bit more advanced, but if you want to have an image like a transparent GIF or a text image or something that's visible there while the video is playing silently, you might have something that says, hey, click the play button to listen to the video, or something along those lines. Then you can actually put your own image there, and when they click play, that image will disappear. I might do a separate video on the actual features here, and then we can really go deeper into them. You've also got VSL progress. So if you've got a really long VSL video sales letter, and you want people to actually come back and continue where they left off the video, that's what the VSL progress will do. So if someone's up to 20 minutes in a longer video and they come back to the same page, they don't have to watch it from the start again. It'll remember them that, hey, they were watching it at 20 minutes, and it'll just go back 3 seconds or so and continue the video for them. You've got high controls and disable full screen. So once you're happy with this, you're happy with the preview, you just go to the main option there. We've already got this published, ready to go, and then that site is ready to go. Let's take a look at it here. So you can see it's in the VSL mode. When I click play, it goes back to the start and starts playing with the sound. Now, another quick thing that we can do just to enhance this VSL a little bit, if you want to delay the payment button, you can do that from here. So going to the block settings here, we can choose show time for whatever component you want. And let's say, for instance, 5 seconds here. So that means in 5 seconds, this payment button will appear. So the first thing they don't see is a payment button. So you can do that. And if we save this and take a preview, you'll see there's no payment button there. And in 5 seconds, the payment button comes. If you have the premium version of this tool, then under the block show times, you also have video show time, and you can sync it with a timestamp in your video, exactly when you want the payment button to appear. And you can use that scheduled show time for other components as well, not just payment buttons. So going back to main here, we're good to go. Now the one thing we want to do is we want to track conversions. So let's go and generate our thank you page. Going back here, let's go ahead and create a thank you page. And I'm going to make the thank you page a download page, and you can see it does like a secret slug automatically for you. It also puts the word thanks in there just to help you with knowing what this link is about. If you want, you can change this, so you can just make it that, but that one's ready to go. Let's go ahead and create our thank you page. And here's our thank you page, and you can come here and customize this. If we go to the main option here, what I want to show you here is the conversion trigger. So from here we can select main offers and one-time offers. So here we've got our front end offer. We can select that, and now when people land on this page, it's going to trigger a conversion for our front end offer, which is super cool. So let's go ahead and publish that. Also with the page setup, it'll go unlisted. So basically it's going to tell search engines that, hey, please don't list this page in your Google results, and you want to do that with thank you pages and one-time offers. So that's automatically done when you have a thank you page. So if we actually go ahead and look at this, there's our thank you page, and obviously you can customize those in the builder. You can also preview it there and you're good to go. So there's a super quick start guide for the instant VSL to get you up and running. I'm going to be putting out some more videos and also looking forward to some feedback on this new tool and seeing some people getting their offers out there, getting their video content out there. And let me know what you think. And if you want more training, maybe even to do with actually creating the content for the videos or how to sell on videos, then look out for some upcoming videos and programs on that as well. So hey, it is Matthew McDonald here. Go and get going with your instant VSL, and I'll see you in another video very soon.